Hey friends, this is Carol. I haven't done a video in a while, but yes, Carol is still doing crypto. I've been away for a while. I've had some family things to take care of, as happens to all of us in our lives. And in fact, I'm on my way driving right now to services for my cousin who passed away. And I just want to dedicate this video to my cousin Maria. Here's to you, a life well lived. So what I'm doing in this video is sharing with you some scenes and some thoughts regarding the Bitcoin 2021 Miami conference, which I attended back in June. There were a lot of big name people in attendance, everybody from Jack Dorsey to Michael Saylor and many others. It was a great opportunity for me to listen to people who are influencers and are movers and shakers. Just sit back and let me share my thoughts and experiences with you. Hope you enjoy. Hey, here in the main auditorium, just listening to a lot of interesting discussions, and there's a huge crowd here. It's amazing. A lot of excitement, a lot of energy.
Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to day 2 of Bitcoin 2021. I can't believe how beautiful it is to see the gravity of ideas like freedom and fairness and truth, and how that's brought us all together here to meet each other, to learn more about what's going on, and to participate in this thing that fundamentally is about hope.
One of the most notable speakers at the conference was Jack Dorsey, the Twitter CEO. He was speaking indoors at the auditorium, and it was so packed, people were crowded around outdoor video screens watching his speech. And here's a quote from his talk. "Bitcoin definitely changes everything. I don't think there's anything more important than work in my life. If I wasn't on Square or Twitter, I would be working on Bitcoin. If it needed more help from Square or Twitter, I would leave them to help Bitcoin. But I believe both companies have a role to play. I don't think there's anything that opens up more possibilities for people all over the world." Dorsey is a mover and a shaker for sure, and his words carry a lot of weight. However, he was heckled by an activist who was bringing up the fact that Dorsey and Twitter engage in censorship. So whoever you are, you're going to have your critics. Another prominent speaker on day 1 was former Congressman Ron Paul, who has been a longtime critic of the Federal Reserve. If you saw the movie The Social Network, you may remember Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, who sued Mark Zuckerberg over Facebook and won a very big settlement, which they turned around and invested in Bitcoin and now run the very lucrative Gemini exchange. Also on the program was Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of MicroStrategy, and he has become a very vocal proponent of Bitcoin and literally blew up the Bitcoin world last summer by announcing that he and his company had invested hundreds of millions of dollars in Bitcoin. I think he said he began making investments in Bitcoin back when it was around $10,000 a coin. So he's done very well. Michael, it's nice to see you smiling a bit. Too many videos and images of you with that killer instinct look. And Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank went from being a Bitcoin hater to a Bitcoin lover. And check out that beautiful pink blazer. And taking first place in the beautiful blazer category is CEO of Galaxy Investment Partners, Mike Novogratz. Mike was an early investor in Bitcoin and has done pretty well for himself. One of the most impressive people I felt at the conference was Elizabeth Stark, who is the CEO and co-founder of Lightning Labs, which is the creator of the Lightning Network. This company is positioned to play a critical role in Bitcoin's future ability to scale and to process many more transactions in a lightning-fast way. I first heard Elizabeth speak at an American Bar Association conference covering crypto issues back in 2016, and she was very impressive from the first time I heard her. And Lynn Alden is a highly respected investment advisor who knows quite a bit about cryptocurrencies, but her expertise extends far beyond the cryptocurrency world. I'm not speeding. I'm driving carefully. Don't worry. Legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather was in town for his highly anticipated fight against Logan Paul, and he was sharing his thoughts about cryptocurrency. However, Floyd did catch some boos when he suggested that someday Bitcoin might not be the top cryptocurrency. That was wrong message, wrong crowd, Floyd. Logan Paul's brother Jake also took the stage and actually had a surprising bit of knowledge about cryptocurrency and actually was pretty articulate. As you know, Satoshi Nakamoto is the unknown, secretive, anonymous creator of Bitcoin. I snapped this photo of this couple and wanted to get a chance to see if they knew something we didn't know, but they were busy talking to other people. But check this out. I found this photo on Fortune magazine's website. It includes this couple, but then I noticed in the upper left-hand corner, well, that's me and my son Ben up there. I thought that was pretty funny that we were in this photo and didn't even know it. There are huge crowds inside at the conference too. Tons of booths, companies promoting their projects, lots to see and lots to learn. Outside, there were a number of other stages set up for other panel discussions. There were artists, there were plenty of food vendors around, and they even had a half pipe set up for Tony Hawk to do a skateboard demo. So it was pretty cool all the way around. There were also appeals made on behalf of two individuals who have been considered political prisoners. First, Julian Assange's father and his stepbrother made impassioned pleas for support to help Julian win his freedom.
Declared that we are witnessing a slow motion murder of Julian over these 11 years.
There was also a presentation of a long recording of a telephone call from Ross Ulbricht, who was speaking from prison about the conditions he has been facing. I thought this was very interesting. Somebody brought in boxes and boxes and boxes of real Venezuelan currency, the Venezuelan bolivar, which due to out of control, rampant inflation is really worth close to nothing, to the point where they were just tossing them into a giant dumpster. And I got myself a little souvenir. Not a good exchange rate on that bolivar. And it was a real treat for me to meet in person Nicholas Merton, who has the YouTube channel Data Dash, who has a ton of followers, ton of subscribers. I've been listening to him for years, and he's always got some really great and, in my estimation, independent advice, and it was awesome to get a picture with him. So we were out to dinner at a nice restaurant, eating outdoors in Miami Beach. Just a great fun vibe out on Collins that night. And I was a Bitcoin nerd wearing my orange conference t-shirt. And all of a sudden, the table next to us, a family who was eating, introduced themselves, and it turned out that it was the family of Ed Carpenter of Ed Carpenter Racing, which is also Bitcoin racing. And gosh, they were so nice, came over and said hello to us, and I got a fantastic picture with Ed Carpenter. So thank you, Ed. Thank you, appreciate it. It was great meeting you. So Ben was out and about at some of the social events involved with the conference, and he got to meet and get some photos with, first of all, Tone Vase, who has a fantastic YouTube channel. Highly recommend his channel. He is a straight shooter, as straight as they come. He just is sharing great wealth of information about Bitcoin. So you really learn a lot from him if you follow his channel. And Ben also got to meet Charlie Shrem, who is considered a Bitcoin pioneer, but also somebody who got himself into a little bit of trouble. But there he is. Yep, he did his time. Very long lines at the men's room and no lines at the ladies' room. Evidence right there that we need many more women at these Bitcoin conferences. So all morning long on Saturday, June 5th, there was a huge buzz about Jack Mallers' talk, which would wrap up the conference. And people were saying, you can't miss it, because Jack Mallers is what he's going to share with us is going to show you how Bitcoin is going to change the world.
Fuck. And if he gets mad at the network's not going to flinch. Eve mine's an invalid block. My node won't accept it. It's a small step for Bitcoin. It's a small step for Bitcoin, but it's a giant step and a giant leap for humanity.
So Jack Mallers had just played a video in which the president of El Salvador had announced that his government would soon be voting to make Bitcoin legal tender in its country. And this announcement came in large part due to the efforts of Jack Mallers to persuade the government that Bitcoin could be a means to lift the people out of financial oppression. This makes El Salvador the first country to accept Bitcoin as legal currency. The question is now, what other countries will follow this lead? So the word is, and I have to agree with this, is that the Bitcoin 2021 conference was a resounding success. They've already announced the date and the venue for next year's conference, and it will be in April of 2022. And they've moved to a larger venue. It's going to be held at the Miami Beach Conference Center. They're estimating there could be 30,000 plus people in attendance, which is just crazy. I mean, it's going to be such a big deal next year. I've already got my ticket, and I encourage you to go. So, question is, are you going to be there? Thanks for listening, and have a great day. Bye.